Shot 3 times. Sonya Massey. A lot of folks won't say the officer's name. They won't say Sean Grayson. I'll say it. That animal who shot her 3 times deserves to be boiled alive. He deserves the death penalty. Something that Dr. King and Mahatma Gandhi had in common. They were both nonviolent. They were both assassinated by bullets. I was listening to The Ballad of the Bullet by Malcolm X before he took Hajj. El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz before he went to Mecca, but after he denounced the Nation of Islam. The ballot or the bullet. There's an event today in Newark, Delaware. Every vote counts. Every vote doesn't count. We have half the carceral system here in Delaware, half the Department of Corrections, half the people locked up haven't even been to court yet, haven't even been proven guilty of a crime, but they don't have the right to vote. They don't have a ballot. If they did get a ballot and it was collected, there's no guarantee that it would be counted. The ballot or the bullet. Here in Delaware, we've got corporations, LLCs, that are going to have votes if some of the legislators that want these corporations to have this power that every person doesn't have to have get their way. That can't happen. As I stated, Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated by gunfire. 3 shots to his chest. 3 shots. Like Sonya Massey was shot 3 times, but in the face. Non-violent. She cared. Whatever mental anguish she was going through, whatever emotional trauma, she still tried to disarm that officer with her kindness, with her heart, with her love. She was kind and she tried to use humor. When she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," we know she was joking. That wasn't I'm trying to expel evil from here. A lot of folks are saying it like that. That was comedy, really. That was her trying to use humor to disarm a violent enemy. But I know she couldn't imagine. But she could. Because we've seen it over and over again. Corinne Gaines, Botham Jean, in their own homes, just recently in Florida, the air serviceman, Roger Fortson, Breonna Taylor, in their own homes. I'm writing a book called For the Safe House. And the premise of the book is about the Second Amendment. It is about the Fourth Amendment. It's about my discovery of my family history, my heritage, my cousin Teresa Turner Burroughs, who founded a museum in 2001 called the Safe House in Greensboro, Alabama. In 1968, before Dr. King was assassinated, exactly 2 weeks before, He was in Greensboro, Alabama, and the Ku Klux Klan wanted to kill him. They wanted to take him out. They wanted to cut off the one road in and the one road out of Greensboro, and they wanted to assassinate Dr. King. My cousin said, not here, not today. This is a woman, Teresa Turner Burroughs, who was a powerful, powerful leader. This is a woman who was an activist, who was a voting rights coordinator, who was a foot soldier in the movement, who was someone who went to the rallies, went to the programs, went to everything that she could get to. She even went to Edmund Pettus Bridge and marched on that bridge on Bloody Sunday. She said, not in Greensboro, not today, y'all not gonna kill this man, not tonight. She told all the men to get their guns. They got their guns. They stood around her house. She also was an entrepreneur. That's where her business was. She did hair. These men with their guns stood around her house. Dr. King, Ralph Abernathy, his whole outfit, his whole entourage, they were inside. Around 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning, they got up out of there. They left. 2 weeks later, he was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee. I mentioned the death penalty earlier. I made a video about how it could serve as a deterrent for an officer who kills an unarmed, an unviolent, a undesirable to them human being, a person like Sean Grayson murdered Sonya Massey. He needs to die. He really does need to be boiled alive. He needs to be executed. Donald Trump made sure 13 people were executed federally. The reason why I say federally, the reason why I mention that is because I don't know why I keep wanting to say St. Louis, but because this happened in Illinois. In Illinois, there's no death penalty. That's a state law. But federally, he could be executed. As I mentioned, every vote doesn't count. The Electoral College is what it is. Donald Trump being tried in Florida, in Georgia, in New York, it's unprecedented. It's the right thing. This man needs to be locked up. Lock up the real criminals. He needs to be in jail. He should be in Fulton County. He's not even being tried right now in Georgia. When he went and had his mugshots taken, they should have kept him. He should still be there in that dilapidated prison that's falling apart, that jail that they're using the pieces of the facility that are broken up to make swords to kill each other with. He should be there. Donald Trump should pay all of the people who have been killed by his terrorists that he's weaponized, that he's given the spirit of evil, the hateful energy, the spirit to get those guns and go and kill these people. That's what he needs to pay for. That's what he needs to be tried for. This isn't a funny video. None of these videos that I've made are supposed to be funny. They're not supposed to amuse you. Today, the ACLU Delaware is having an event called Every Vote Counts. Now, I recognize that every vote doesn't count because not everybody has the right. But our ancestors did die for us to have this right. But the Electoral College needs to be thrown away. The Democratic Party, the Republican Party, everything that we don't believe